See, if you
It's
look at
probably being.
if you look at what looks like the red dot on top of the ACOG, on top of the top weapon, and then you look at the sight on the bottom weapon, they look the same. So it looks like a it looks like an ACOG red dot combo and then a red dot.
Shit! Dude, you're right. There is an ACOG on top of this thing. I've got it pulled up here, and it's like. Or, I'm sorry, not an ACOG, a reflex. There's like a little reflex sight on top of that.
That's what I thought it looked like zooming in on it.
That's just so weird how tall that is. Does that not look so strange if you'd be looking through that reflex sight? How the fuck would you calibrate that?
It would be real hard.
What's going on, guys? My name is Dom,
I'm Colt.
and welcome to Deathmatch and Chill. This is episode 7, and let's just go ahead and hop right into it. This conversation was already recorded, so I'm going to fit this intro in wherever the fuck I can. But anyway, let's get into it. That would be insane.
I mean, I know things like that exist like in modern weaponry, but I feel like modern weaponry, I don't know, I'm confused by the whole thing.
Yeah, that's very
But
very confusing.
but if that's the case, like gets rid of my biggest complaint for not wanting to play this COD is because I'm over World War II guns and not being able to have like different attachments and shit for it. If that's the case, if I can have more modern attachments on those World War II guns, might not have as big of a problem with it.
Seriously, yeah, that's an interesting idea that you bring up because it is talking about well, not like modern weapons, because yeah, that was one of my big problems too. I didn't want to go back to these weapons, but if they do the attachment side of it, that would be fucking sweet.
Right? Because like some of the guns I don't mind, like the Tommy, the MP40, the Type 100, the M1 Garand, like those are all guns that I don't mind. I just want like better sights and shit for them, like more modern sights.
Yeah.
So if I could have an actual more modern reflex on my like M1 Garand, like I'd go ham with that thing.
Yeah, seriously. And now that you mention that, I am getting major Wolfenstein vibes. Did you ever play Wolfenstein?
I haven't.
Okay. So Wolfenstein, it was like that alternate World War II history, and then they had special weapons that combined like modern stuff with the World War II stuff. And I'm getting some heavy Wolfenstein vibes right now, especially looking at this Mastercraft. Just looks crazy. Let me see if I can pull up some Wolfenstein images real quick. But yeah, so I think just to kind of recap everything with Call of Duty, I think you and me are kind of on the same page. Like we were holding out. I think we were like holding out reservations for Vanguard. Especially considering that 2042 and Halo are coming out. And now that we saw the trailer, we were pretty stoked for it. God damn it, dude! I can't help but feeling this is the same fucking cycle with COD like every year. You know what I mean? Where I get hyped for it, we get hyped for it, and then once we get our hands on a beta or something, everything goes to shit. You know what I mean? I really hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'm really waiting for the beta. Like, I think I want to actually play this game. Like, it looks pretty dope. Well, I want to play it more than I did, that's for sure. But
yeah,
I think I'm going to try and hold most of my negative judgment until I get my hands on the beta now, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. However, I want to talk about the history of this again real quick, because this is the part that's getting me. I don't know. Okay, there's the people out there in this camp that's going to be like, oh, where's the historical accuracy? I want historical accuracy. For some reason, why does the community, like, they all of a sudden everybody cares about historical accuracy when for years nobody did, and then they only bring it up about certain things? Like, they brought up the same issue with Battlefield 5. I remember it was like, oh, the amputees and the girls and stuff in World War II. And they're kind of doing the same thing again with this. I don't know what's with the historical accuracy thing, only when people care about it. You know what I mean? It just seems weird.
Right, I know, I agree 100%. Like, it's all beyond me. because Call of Duty's never really been historically accurate. Like
No.
they just like take cues from historical accuracy. Like the Cold War really happened, World War II really happened. Like, but they're not like I mean, look at the outfits and shit you wear in like 90% of these games. Like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but there wasn't soldiers walking around in like fucking clown outfits and shit in World War II.
Yeah, seriously. And I mean, if you had a game that was historically accurate, you know how fucking terrible that would be. That would be like the worst game ever made. It wouldn't
Right.
even be a game. You'd have like a modifier that says, "Oh, your character got dysentery, and now you're fucked.
Right.
Your character dies of disease and of infection."
Right.
Um,
Had to get your legs amputated because you spent too much time in the trench with water.
yeah, seriously, you got bit by a rat, and now you got fucking bubonic plague.
No, I don't want
But
to.
with with the historical question, I am like really concerned about how they're gonna pull this off, because going back to the campaign,
Yeah, you can.
pull this up so it's on the screen, everybody can see it. So was this the one that talked about it? Anyway, so the campaign is going to be following Project Phoenix. It's a mythical, a fictional project where apparently after the fall of Berlin, they're trying to find a successor to Hitler for some reason and continue spreading the Nazi ideology. This is going to be very, very strange for me. This is a very strange alternate historical route, because after the fall of Berlin, that was pretty much the end of Nazi Germany. They got fucked pretty hard after that, because you had the Red Army up their ass, and you had America and Britain just, chugging them from the other direction. Where can you go with that? How is Nazi Germany going to continue to rise after this? What the hell is going to happen?
Unless the rise doesn't start in Germany.
That's true.
It could be
It could start.
German soldiers left in Africa or something like that,
True.
where they're not being pressured as hard.
True. Yeah, it could be someplace like some sort of resistance group or something like that. It's weird that they're pitching this as a world war. And let me see if I get my chronology right on this. But how they could do it is because this takes place after the fall of Berlin. I think at that time the war in the Pacific was still going on. I don't believe we had dropped the bombs quite yet in Japan. Let me just make sure that this is correct. But if this is the case, they could almost interweave historical accuracy. Maybe the war in the Pacific is still going on. We're following the events over there, but then there's just a new conflict going on in Europe. That would be an interesting route, actually. Let me see if my chronology is right here. When did the bombs drop on Japan? I believe that was August 1945. That was, August 1945. Now let me see, when was Berlin, or when did Hitler commit suicide? I think he committed suicide in April.
Depending on what sources you listen to.
So he died. Yeah, here according to History Channel, it says April 30th, 1945. So anyway, there's a few months there actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, where it could be like partially historically accurate in the Pacific theater, but then in Europe there's a new conflict going on. That actually makes me feel a lot better about it. So it might still have some historical accuracy to it, which would be really cool, because the Pacific side of the war hasn't really been examined all that well. And I actually watched a recent video on YouTube explaining about Japan and the historical revisionism, but I'll bring that up here in a bit anyway. But yeah, I mean, when's the last time we've explored Japan or that conflict? That's a pretty cool conflict.
Right.
I don't know. Medal of Honor, maybe? That's the last one I remember.
Probably. I feel like it's a point in which doesn't get focused on very much, especially in like modern games, but
Yeah. I think it's such a cool time because that conflict was much more like naval battles, island battles, air battles. It was kind of whereas Europe was mainly land. You know, there was a lot of everything going on in the Pacific theater, which is really cool. But anyway, so I watched this video recently talking about historical revisionism in Japan, and this was really interesting because the guy was talking about how after World War II, you don't see a lot of games talking about the Pacific conflict because the U.S. became allies with Japan, and so we started to portray them in a better light than we did the Nazis, because the Nazis aren't around anymore, but the Japanese are. So we were a little bit nicer to the Japanese. They weren't really the enemies in too many things.
That makes sense.
And that's kind of an interesting thing to think about. But anyway, yeah, so it's supposed to take place. I'm just going to kind of work through this article. I think this article that I pulled up talks about everything that we wanted to discuss with Vanguard. So World War II through a global lens is the new thing. It's going to be taking place all over. That's so sick. I'm looking forward to that. I want to fight in the campaigns in North Africa. Want to fight in the eastern side of the... No, I'm sorry. The western side. God damn it. I'm trying to imagine this on like a map, and when you're looking at Europe, Japan is on the east, but when you're looking at America, it's on the west. So the Pacific theater is going to be awesome. North Africa is going to be awesome. What are you stoked for about this, man? The campaign's honestly getting me more than the multiplayer right now.
Dude, the campaign looks amazing, but I don't know, I'm kind of still hyped up about the multiplayer. But that's...
Yeah, totally.
I've always been a multiplayer person first. I mean, I played most of the campaigns in the Call of Duties, with the exception of like the last few. I don't think since Black Ops 3, I don't think I played a campaign.
Yeah. For me, that'd probably be all the way back at Advanced Warfare. To be honest, I started to really dislike the campaigns when they started to get more and more silly.
Right. Yeah, I didn't play Advanced Warfare's campaign, but if I remember correctly, Ghosts was after Advanced Warfare, or was it right before? I've never played Oddball.
Right before.
Okay, so then yeah, Ghosts I think was the last campaign I played.
If I remember correctly, Ghosts was a pretty decent campaign too. Even though it was futuristic, it wasn't exactly...
Yeah, it wasn't overly futuristic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there again, it was a Call of Duty with a made-up war, so...
Yeah. And I like the made up stuff as long as it's done where it feels genuine. You know what I mean? Like what I like about the Battlefield 2042, which we'll get to here in a bit, is that it feels like a real conflict. You know what I mean? And that's what gets me, I think, more than anything else. Is like if the game feels like it has a real setting. That's one thing I didn't like about Black Ops 4. I didn't like about Infinite Warfare. And shit, even like Modern Warfare 2019 and stuff, I wasn't sucked in by the story or by the world.
Right.
And these games are really doing that for me.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense for sure.
Yeah, and so anyway, continuing down this list, they're talking about the birth of Special Forces, right? So this is you're going to be taking, all these different characters from different countries, putting them together, and I think this kind of seems like a stepping stone onto a new Black Ops series or something like that, because they're trying to prop up this idea of the start of Special Forces. So it just seems like with this alternate history, you're also going to have an alternate Cold War period, and just this alternate timeline, which could be cool, but it could get stale after a few years. I'm not sure. I don't know. Did you have any thoughts on that one? Like going forward, how that would affect next year's game and the game after that?
I don't know for sure, but I kind of wonder if they're gonna try and like connect all the Call of Duties together.
Yeah. Like with this new one?
But yeah, like starting with this new one anyway, like maybe that's why they're going back in history so far, even though that the majority. I feel like the majority of people didn't necessarily want another World War II game. I wonder if
Mhm.
they're gonna try, because like you said, like bringing up that it's kind of the start of like a special forces unit, so on and so forth. Like that could potentially be Black Ops, that could be Ghosts. Like it could kind of play into all of them and be like the birth of how we know the military to be today.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And that would be cool to see how they do, if they do end up stringing them together, how how that plays out. That would actually be pretty cool.
Right.
One thing that I've seen that people are getting really happy about is that the game is, it's bringing in some real historical figures into the mix. Well, it's inspired by historical figures. A lot of these characters that you're going to be playing as, and then a lot of these stories are apparently real World War II stories. And in particular, I've heard a couple people mention this, like Drifter, who mentioned, and this article mentions it too, that they're happy that the Australians are getting some recognition in this one, because they're not an often talked about group when it comes to World War II.
I feel like them and the Canadians, they get left behind, even though they both played a huge role, especially the Australians in Africa.
Hmm. That way, see, I have not familiar with that side of it at all. Because all that I've really looked at is like when you look at the death tolls and you look at the countries with the highest death tolls, those are usually the ones that are talked about the most. um,
True.
like Russia, Poland, you know, Germany, those things. This would be cool though, if we get some actual knowledge. Oh, speaking of which, they're bringing back the swastika.
Wow,
Or introducing the swastika.
that's impressive.
Has it been long enough? Yeah.
Well, it's weird because it's like it's been in video games and then they took it out and it's like I get it because it is kind of a symbol of hate. Like I get it, but at the same time like
Mhm.
it's history and like why do we want to like suppress and forget history?
For sure. And I mean, needless to mention, you're fighting Nazis.
Right,
Like,
exactly. Like
that's the best part of it for me. Like, it would make sense if you're, if part of the campaign takes place within the fucking SS. That would be a little weird and disturbing. But you're fighting these bastards. I
right.
mean, come on.
If you want to shoot Nazis, you want to feel like you're shooting Nazis. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Seriously. And that leads, I think that leads to more immersion. You know, because when you were looking before at it, and what was the symbol? It was just some generic red and white.
And they use
Uh,
they use the Iron Cross a lot,
yes,
which
yes, they did, didn't they?
made sense because it was like their badge of honor, but the Iron Cross still isn't it's not a swastika.
Yeah, and it's not the symbol that rallied all these people and that got all these people riled up. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I think that's an important image to present and then to fight against. Because, to be honest, I think video games could occupy this space where you're giving people a sort of an insider's look at historical conflicts that you might not get from anywhere else. You know, it's very hard to get that from a book, to get such a vivid image of what the war is actually like. And video games could have the opportunity to do that. So, in that respect, I think historical accuracy all the way. Please keep it as historically accurate as possible, within reason.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree for sure.
And then, okay, so now I think we get back at, we're getting into multiplayer stuff. Ton of maps at launch. This article brings up about how Cold War was really scrutinized for having only 8 multiplayer maps, and this new one's coming with fucking 20, 16 of which are going to be 6v6 maps. That is awesome. I think we're both excited for that.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
And if there's 16 maps, right, and there's 4 different fronts, you got North Africa, West Europe, East Europe, and then the Pacific, that could mean 4 maps from each area. I would love it if that's what that meant. That would be super cool. Also, one thing I hope they do with the North Africa campaign is if they have some maps in Italy. That would be super cool because Italy's also one that the conflicts there and the fighting there doesn't get as much attention. I mean, for good reason because not as much happened there. But I think having an Italy map would be super cool.
Oh, for sure. Because I mean, when you look at World War II, Mussolini played a huge role in that.
Oh fuck yeah! And then all the resistance movements within Italy, was
Yes.
really cool. And then the Nazis occupied the northern part of it, and then like there were resistance groups fighting the Nazis and fighting the Mussolini regime. And then we came in through North Africa, through the bottom. There's so much cool stuff in World War II that they could really do. Greece would be another great one if they had any fighting in Greece, because I've never fucking even seen that in any game for about World War II.
Right. Even movies, a lot of times, Italy and like Greece and some of those places like get left out.
Yeah, and I think that's cool that they're trying to introduce some stuff that's lesser known. I think that's really cool. So and then about the changes to game, well, not changes, but these new options that they're bringing into game mode. This is what really got you going, right? You were really into the tactical idea of a change to now. As I understand it, please correct me if I'm wrong, but as I understand it, this is going to be like your normal game modes, but you're going to be able to switch different like versions of that game mode, so you can have like a tactical TDM, you could have a standard TDM, and then you could have a blitz TDM. Is that correct?
Yes. From the way I understand it, is you can play standard, or you can play tactical, which I'm pretty sure is what I think Prestige's Key was saying is it's more health is like the biggest difference from what he understands. But I think that could play out into some like extended gunfights and could potentially be pretty cool. But then Blitz sounds like an absolute like fuck story, but at the same time
Yeah,
sounds amazing. Like
it kind of does, right?
just packing as many people as possible onto a map and just letting them just duke it out. Like that sounds like if we're trying to hit kill challenges and shit like that, it sounds like that'll be the place to do it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was just thinking right now when you were talking about it. Like it almost sounds like you're turning every map into shipment,
Yeah, exactly. And
which
imagine a
makes
hardcore
sense.
blitz.
Oh shit. Oh shit. That would be the way to level up anything you needed.
Right? I
Fucking
mean,
hipfire sniper rifles around the map or
right?
whatever.
I haven't heard that talked about yet, so that's speculation, but I would imagine
Mm.
that you would be able to play tactical blitz and well, tactical maybe not, because with extended health, playing in hardcore where your health is normally lowered, I don't
Mhm.
know if that would really work. But
Yeah.
a hardcore blitz, man, that could be fun.
That could be sick. And I wonder if that mode, that blitz mode, is actually in direct, what's a direct relation to the situation with Modern Warfare 2019. So I didn't play Cold War. I didn't buy it, so I don't know what the situation was there. But I definitely know with Modern Warfare, that game got more traction. Everybody hopped back on the multiplayer when they put in the shipment playlist, when they put in Shoot House 24/7 or whatever, or Shoot the Ship or whatever it was. People loved that because that was the XP thing. So I wonder if these new like variations for the game modes are in response to that, to those past complaints, and those situations.
I think it's
But I think it's great.
I think it's super possible because Cold War does have like a Nuketown 24/7 playlist, and it has for like almost the entire life cycle of the game.
Oh fuck. That's probably why. I mean, that's great though. That just adds to the longevity of the game. The more modes, better it is. And I wonder if you'll be able to just select like TDM and just have it cycle through standard, blitz, and tactical. So even then even you're just playing TDM, but it still feels different.
Right, I would imagine maybe, but I don't know if they would do it with the like preferences, like the combat. What are they calling
Mm.
it? Combat preference?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if they would do it with that just because there might be a lot of people that don't necessarily want to play. I feel like the reason they're adding that is because they know there's people like myself who might be down for a tactical, but I might not want to play like Blitz.
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like they might. I mean, maybe it's an option where it's like a combat preference mosh pit.
Hmm.
And I think it'd
You
be
know, hopefully they bring that in the beta. You know, hopefully they'll have these variations. I can imagine that they would,
I
because they're
would
propping it up.
I would think so. I would think it's maybe 25 to 50% of the maps, and then probably 25% of the game modes. So you'd probably have like I bet you it'll have like TDM, Search and Destroy, and Domination. Those might be like the three like flagship game modes.
Hmm.
But then I would imagine to show off the preferences, they would add. Because I feel like you'd want to show that off in a beta, but I feel like they would add the
Yeah.
preferences into the beta for sure.
Yeah, definitely. The next thing on this list, they're talking about zombies. Now, the Treyarch Zombies team has definitely had a rough couple years. If they were developing Cold War last year, and then they're helping out with Vanguard. Apparently, of course, we don't know the full extent of their collaboration. You know, we don't know how much they actually did. Do you know how much Treyarch helped with this new one?
I think it was confirmed that they're doing all of it.
Oh shit! They did
Like
all of it.
like Treyarch is uh doing Sledgehammer's Zombies. That way it ties in. I think they're trying to tie it in with from what I was hearing, it sounds like they're trying to tie it in with the current Zombies story.
Well,
The Cold War story.
So, okay, does that mean then that Cold War takes place in this alternate timeline that maybe we didn't know about quite yet, and this is actually a prequel to Cold War, or is that just the zombie storyline and that doesn't affect the rest of the game?
It could be, but I would imagine that it's mainly just the zombies portion. But that could also be more evidence of them trying to link all of the Call of Duties together.
Fuck, that would be weird, man, if they tried to link it together through zombies, because I know I'm not too familiar with the zombie storyline, to be honest with you. It got crazy there for a while. I tried to watch videos to like follow what was going on, but it's so convoluted. But it seems possible in the zombies world that there could be an alternate timeline. There could be like some sort of time travel or some sort of fuckery going on there, which might be an interesting way to tie all these things together.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, that would be cool. And then finally, Vanguard's coming out with a new Warzone map. That's going to be sweet, hopefully.
Yeah, I might have to get... Oh, the other thing, too, speaking of Warzone, the other thing that's going to release alongside Vanguard and the new Vanguard map for Warzone is an anti-cheat.
Yes, I heard about that.
Which that has me pretty excited as well.
Hell yeah.
Been a long time coming. Maybe I'll get back on Warzone and start playing it more.
To be honest, dude, that was probably the number one thing, I think, for most people. For me, definitely, I couldn't take it. Like, even if it's just every other game or every third game or something, it's just so frustrating because it's a one-and-done situation that it fucking ruined everything for me.
Yeah, the anti-cheat or lack thereof, and just running into some of the shit I ran into, I couldn't take it anymore, so I quit playing a while ago. I don't think I played the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, I can't even remember the last time I turned it on. But one thing I wanted to mention, to go back to the tactical mode and all that. How do you think that's going to work with ranked?
I don't know.
Because ranked is supposed to be coming at launch.
I think it'll be... Rank will probably be standard, if I had to guess. That I don't think you'll get a combat preference for ranked.
See, because I was thinking I would do ranked, like Search and Destroy or something, if there was the tactical game mode, you know, for ranked. That just seems like a lot of fun.
Right, and I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I am. It would be kind of cool to see some variations and get different types of ranked, but at least at launch, I feel like it'll be just standard, because it'll probably try and follow the like the CDL formula.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, speaking of the CDL, I heard something recently. I don't know if this is old news or whatever, but I heard that the CDL lost its sponsor from the Army, from the U.S. Army. Did you hear anything about that?
Oh, I haven't. I'll have to definitely look into that a little bit because that could be huge. That was a huge sponsor.
Let me see it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because I don't want to say anything. Oh, yeah. So this is from Charlie Intel. Holy shit, Astro dropped them as well. So Astro and U.S. Army end sponsorship of Call of Duty League amid lawsuit controversy.
What's the
Holy
lawsuit?
shit. I think it's about the whole thing with the toxic workplace.
Really?
I think. Well, let me see.
Wow.
It says appears to be taking the biggest impact from external partners over the harassment lawsuit. Yeah. With sponsors opting out of partnerships with Call of Duty League and Overwatch League. This is affecting Overwatch because, yeah, that's Blizzard. Wow, that's a big deal. I knew the Army, but I didn't know Astro, too. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's huge.
Ooh. That's not very good. And shit, that kind of sucks because this Call of Duty, I would definitely, I think, I mean, at least as far as it stands now, I would definitely watch CDL for this. It sounds awesome. It sounds like there's gonna be a ton of maps. I don't know. It just sounds like I would, this would be something I'd really enjoy for CDL. So.
Right. I'm sure I'll still watch the CDL because I'm sure it'll still exist. They'll probably just find other sponsors. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, for sure.
That's unfortunate though. Like I mean I get it, but God, that sucks that there's so many games getting hurt by this.
Yeah, yeah, and it seems weird to stop sponsoring the CDL because does Activision have a direct role in the Call of Duty League, or is it just the game and like someone else runs the CDL and all the professionals there? Because I don't know. I don't know if it's justified.
I think if I remember correctly, players do have to sign contracts with Activision.
Hmm.
But as far as their actual involvement, like I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, that would be interesting to look at. Like, I would get if you had some sort of Astro marketing in the fucking in Cold War store or something that you can go and buy this outfit or whatever. That would be fine. But it's weird that they're punishing the Call of Duty League, which I mean hurts. It probably hurts Activision's pocket, but not as much as. Well. Actually, maybe that would be the best way to hurt him. I don't know. Maybe. I just don't like the decision because I want the CDL to be back. I want it to come back. I miss the old days.
Right.
But anyway, new stuff. Riders Republic beta is coming out August 23rd, right?
Yes.
Get that day right. Fuck yeah. Everybody should go do this beta because I think this is going to be fun. It is, Ubisoft, which, it's Ubisoft. But this definitely seems like a lot of fun. Man, I'm so looking forward to this. This just seems like a lax, fun game. Get rid of this FPS sweaty bullshit.
Right. There is still potential for it getting sweaty because they're doing the 6v6, 6v6, trick competition or whatever.
Yeah, that playground mode. Yeah, it probably will. Oh my god.
Still looks fun as hell though. I still gonna give it a shot.
Fuck yeah. And if people get sweaty on it, they can at this point they can really just they can go to hell. Cuz it's that's like getting all super sweaty about Fall Guys and shit, which I know people did, but it's like, really? I don't know. Just have fun with games anymore. We just need to have more fun. Stop all this sweaty bullshit.
I agree, 100%.
Speaking of sweaty bullshit, Battlefield 2042 released a new short film. Exodus. Yeah, I mean that. They're just trying to build up this world. You watched the video. I didn't. I found it boring, so I didn't watch it. But what did you think of that?
I thought it was pretty decent. Basically, it was just kind of showing Irish from Battlefield, was it Battlefield 4, that he was still around, and
Mhm.
kind of confirming the ending to uh, Battlefield 4. So I mean, I don't know, it was cool. It was a decent watch, I suppose, but I didn't like learn anything about the game from it, other than there's gonna be a legendary Irish skin if you pre-order the game.
Mm. How old does that guy have to be? That dude's got to be like in his 60s, right? Because Battlefield 4 came out in 2013, and then 2042 is 29 years later, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
29 years later.
what year did Battlefield 4 take place?
That's a good question,
'Cause
actually.
I can't remember. I can't remember like what the time frame was for that game.
Battlefield 4 take place. Let's see. With the story. Oh, so Battlefield 4 actually took place in 2020. So makes it a little bit better. So it's 22 years since. So that's fine. That's reasonable. I was thinking, man, this guy's gonna be on Social Security benefits if he's fucking 29 years later. But yeah, so 22. Okay, okay. So he's a veteran at this point. I like, I think one thing that we both like about this year's games is that they're really trying to do this world building. They're really dedicating themselves to making an engaging world. Whether it's Battlefield or it's Call of Duty, they're really trying to get people invested into it, which I like because that's going to keep me coming back in the long run. I know for sure. I think I speak for you when saying that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It's like if you have all this really cool lore coming in, you're gonna come back to the game just to learn what's fucking happening. Like when you watch a TV show and maybe you don't like it, but you just watch it just to see what's going on. Like that was kind of The Walking Dead for me for a while, but then once you realize there's nothing going on, you kind of stop. I don't think that's gonna happen here, but it's also really cool how they're trying to set up different stories that can also serve for future games. I'm really getting that vibe.
Right. It's almost like a
Like
movie in that sense.
Yeah, and that's even the same with Halo. We can bring Halo in as well. Like, hey, it's called Halo Infinite. This is Battlefield 2042. So Call of Duty's going back, reestablishing this new timeline. Battlefield's going forward, establishing a new timeline, and then Halo Infinite is just like, fuck it, we're gonna do this forever. You know what I mean? It's really exciting. It's like coming out of this pandemic, we're coming out with these new games that seem like they're gonna last and they're gonna be here to stay. And hopefully they don't disappoint. If none of these games disappoints, that would be great. I don't think we want any of these games to fail.
Right, no.
Maybe Call of Duty. But yeah.
Fucking guy.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
One more.
Even with Call of Duty, though, the better it is, the better it is for everybody.
True. It could all just help in the game building in the future for sure. But speaking of Halo, one of the other things about Halo that I forgot about is data miners in the
Oh, yeah, you're right about that.
data miners in the Halo flight found pretty sure it's the guy that does like the announcer voice. They found a sound clip of him saying Battle Royale.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. I
Yeah.
heard that it got like leaked. That they found a lot of stuff. Here, I got an article from MSN. But they actually got a clip.
Yeah, it sounded like they found a sound clip or a sound file
Ooh.
of the announcer saying Battle Royale. Now, it could be something that's just left over and maybe they scrapped it because the developers have said, like, I think their direct quote was, the only BR we care about is the battle rifle.
Ah, that's good. I don't know if Halo would fare well in a battle royale.
I think it would be fun.
You do?
I do.
I just know the sniping in that might be worse than Call of Duty. And those sniper kills, man, in Halo, they trigger me a little bit more than getting quick scoped, I think.
True, but at the same time, like, I also feel like you have more countermeasures to a sniper in Halo, because uh you have like your bubble shield. No, well, I guess in this one it's not a bubble shield, but you have a shield you could throw down real quick to just block incoming shots, assuming they don't hit that one shot headshot.
Yeah.
But there's that, and then I think the data miners also found that the thruster pack, so like your Battlefield, like old, like what is it, Battlefield or not Battlefield, like Halo 5 thruster packs will be back, and it'll be a pickable like item you could pick up. So you have, I don't know, I just feel like there'd be more countermeasures to get away from snipers in this one.
That's true. Yeah, because what happens, I mean, if you're in Call of Duty, you're stuck behind a rock. I mean, you're just kind of waiting to poke your head out and get popped. But, yeah, in Halo, you got some different options. You are right. Yeah, you're right about that. That would be crazy, though, if you had fucking warthogs and ghosts just flying around the map on a big old BR. Woo!
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty sweet.
That would be crazy. What about a Halo Battlefield mode? So it was like 32v32.
That would also be pretty sweet.
Oh man,
I'd be down for that, because I know they have big team, and I'm not sure what the player count for big team is yet.
that would be fucking. That would be so sick.
Because yeah, Xbox, what is it? Xbox Gamescom is coming up on what, the 25th, I believe.
Yeah, I think you told me 25th. That would be next Wednesday. Is that next Wednesday?
Sounds right. But there's people that are speculating that Halo will most likely be there. I should try and look up what their direct quotes were, because Xbox kind of gave a hint at who was coming.
Wait, that's not right. Events. Is this the right one? They've done so many.
There's a fucking tank here.
Yep, Gamescom 2021. When I watched. Okay. Oh, so this is actually on the 24th. So it's coming out on Tuesday. 1 p.m. Eastern. And for some reason, events start. Oh wait, for some regions in the world, the event might start on August 25th. Okay. Follow them. There's some big announcements. Those who will be joining in the live stream. So it says Xbox might expect to hear from about Starfield, Perfect Dark, Halo Infinite, and Fable, possibly.
Fable would be another good one. But yeah, there's people talking, since they're going to do the Halo Infinite might be there. I think they're talking they'll either, some of the things they could do is cover campaign, or potentially maybe talk about like big team and some of the other multiplayer stuff they haven't talked about yet.
Damn, that would be so cool.
And then potentially reveal their like set release date, and potentially reveal the start of like a new flight.
Shit. So, okay. So next week, I mean, we got a ton of stuff going on, right? You got Gamescom, and then the fucking Riders Republic beta starting the day before.
Yep.
So that's gonna be a busy week.
Oh yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, make up for it. But anyway, did you have any final thoughts? We've already been doing this for 45 minutes. Holy shit. It's
Yeah.
by quick.
The only other thing I was thinking of, did you see with the new Call of Duty that they're actually adding in a sense, destructible environments? Did you hear about that?
Yes, so like you'll be able to like destroy doors, I heard, and then like you can destroy some walls.
Yeah.
Not every wall.
Yeah, I heard there were certain things that you'll be able to shoot through and destroy, and
That's good.
yeah, I'm
Right. Like that's cool.
kind of excited for that as well. Something different.
However, I hope with these walls that some of the ones that you'll need to be able to shoot through, you will need an FMJ perk. That is what I'm hoping for. Or you need FMJ attached or something, because once they took away that, because I remember back in the day, I think FMJ played a bigger role, and then in newer games, FMJ either didn't exist at all, or it was really underplayed. So if they bring back an FMJ, do that. I don't know why I really like FMJ.
That was the other thing too. I can't remember for the life of me where I heard it, but that was the other thing. I heard that in like the attachments and shit like that, they're adding in you can get different types of ballistics for your weapons.
Yes. And that is separate from ammo type, correct?
Well, that's kind of what I meant. I think is the ammo type.
Okay.
But I mean, that would
thought...
potentially. I think that would cover FMJ, because it'd be like what FMJ, full metal jacket, probably armor piercing, incendiary rounds.
That would be super cool. Something like where small arms fire could take out a, well, maybe no, that's crazy. Never mind. I was gonna say like if you could do damage to a tank with a fucking little machine gun due to the rounds, but that'd be crazy.
Potentially, if you had like a Barrett 50, and then you had armor piercing rounds on that, like black tips.
Yeah, that would work.
You could probably do some damage to some of the tanks, and definitely to like Jeeps and things like that, because I know you can take out engine blocks with them.
How cool would it be if they did have that armor piercing, and then you could take out the driver of the tank by shooting through the side, like if you knew where the seat was within the tank. So like if another player got into a tank, they were actually in a spot.
That'd be pretty cool. I'd be down with that.
Things to think about, man. Things to get excited about. I'm super stoked.
Right. And I wonder.
Fuck yeah.
I wonder if different, because they said there'd be multiple ammo types for every gun. So I'm wondering too if that means for like handguns, full metal jackets, and like hollow points.
I hope they do.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll need to see what they bring. I can't imagine that they wouldn't do that, because they've already been teasing it. There's got to be something there, and
right.
It can't just be what we've seen before, right? From like MW, from Modern Warfare 2019, where you just had like, you had a 45 round conversion kit or whatever. Hopefully they upgrade that a little bit, because then if you can take one gun and make it feel like 5 different guns, I think that's better than having one gun with a ton of attachments.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't have anything else to add. Did you?
No, I don't have anything else to add. The only other thing is an intro.
Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah, we need to record the intro. Oh shit. Good call. Well, let me do the outro real quick. Or no, wait. Yeah, let me do the outro real quick, and then we'll do the intro. Well, anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far into the video, if you felt like it wasn't a complete waste of your time, go ahead and drop a like, and also subscribe to the channel, because we are new, trying to build up that base. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We will catch you in the next Deathmatch and Chill.